So this is Remington. That is Thor down there on the ground. And Thor the younger. I think I am seeing Thor the younger has white, which would make her female, and Thor has a dark purple, which would make him male. I should not be able to really tell this early, but that's kind of what it looks like. So Thor may be a boy. Wouldn't that be nice? You'll notice that Razzle is not in the cage. The babies have been light. And Thor the younger, who, since I think it's a girl, will probably get a name now. Somebody tell me more girl names that go with Thor. Sif is already the younger chick here. So, and by the way, this is Fluffy. It looks like both of her chicks are girls. So I need 2 more Norse mythology girl names besides Sif. So anyway, you know, getting these birds to continue raising these chicks until they're 6 weeks old, when biologically, psychologically, they're programmed to raise their chicks for 4 weeks and then be done, is just a constant struggle. So I pretty consistently found that taking the nest box at when the oldest chick is 25 days old is effective to keep the hen from going into reset. But what I'm finding is that some of the cocks at about 5 weeks start wanting to turn their attention back to mating and start picking on some of the chicks or chasing the hen around and harassing her. So I took Razzle out because little baby girl over here was hiding in a corner and never coming out. And pretty much the minute I took him out, she came out and got up on the perch with everybody else. So, I saw Haverty do this to his youngest chick. And the youngest chick in here, little Sif, the single factor Spangle, was hiding in the corner all the time too. And now look at her. She's like walking around, eating. So I think a new piece to this puzzle is that at about 5 weeks, if you keep the hen and the cock together, the cock will want to reset. So I pull him and leave the hen with the babies for the last week. Now, one of the reasons I work so hard to keep the cock and the hen together instead of just pulling the hen and letting the cock raise them at 25 days is because these babies require so much food to grow that it's hard for one parent to do it. So I want to keep both parents in there. But they're now 5 weeks old. They have 1 more week to go, and they are pretty much eating on their own quite a little bit of the time. This little one's eating on her own. You see her? So it's no longer going to be too much of a struggle for Remington and Fluffy to keep them fed, just because they eat on their own so much. They'll still feed them, but it's not. They're feeding themselves as well, so it's not such a struggle. So maybe that's going to be another piece to it, is pulling the nest box when the oldest chick is 25 days old, pulling the cock when the oldest chick is 5 weeks old, and letting the hens finish out the last week. We'll see. But do you see Thor's sear? There's a very dark purple, as opposed to little Sis's, which is white. And both of these in here, it's hard to see, whitish blue. You see Sif's, and this one is also whitish blue. So usually you don't see their gender come out this early, but this looks really clear to me. Look at the size of Thor next to his mama. Now, Remington is not a small bird by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, she's bigger than Razzle. But look at the size of that baby. He's just massive. And his little sister, that thing that I see where I'm seeing real estate on the back end of these chicks, does seem to be showing me that those chicks that show that long body when they're really little are going to end up being really tall birds. The interesting thing is these two... Sif was the one that looked like she was really tall, but they seem to be about and the other one didn't, but they seem to be about the same size right now. So, I don't know, maybe it's not true all the time. We'll see. Over here, we have some interesting news. So I've been tanking them up with calcium, giving them no soft foods so that they can only get water with calcium in it. And the other day when I looked at them, one of the babies the middle baby looked like it was going splayed, and the smallest baby didn't look quite right. When I went back and looked at the video, what I saw was that it's doing that thing that Gray and Gray and Cloudy's babies did, which is the wings and the legs start to be underdeveloped. Chick is a big fat thing, just loaded with food, but the wings are too short, the legs are so short that it can't actually stand up because they don't reach around its giant belly. And when I take Gray and Cloudy's babies, foster them out, it would normalize very quickly. So I'm thinking that that's what the youngest baby was doing. Let's take a look and see if his legs and feet are any better proportioned after 48 hours of calcium. Okay, Missy, here I come. Out you go. Shoo, shoo. She says, you tricked me. Look at that. She is fierce. Fierce. She says, I will kill this cloth. Hi, Diddy Beers. How you doing? Are you a fat little thing? Let's look at Big Baby. There you go. Oh. I see some feather on there, but how could you be gray? No, that couldn't be right. That couldn't be right. Let me see. Are you a Spangle? Yes, you're a Spangle. Oh, there it is. There's the blue right there. You see it? So, see the two middle, where'd he go? Two middle tail feathers are both white. That means this is a Spangle. And there is the blue. It looks kind of cobalt to me, like Daddy. So this one's going to be a Spangle, like Mama, and a cobalt, like Daddy. Aren't you a pretty baby? And a great big fat thing. Oh, how did you get out there? You are terrible. She is a beast. She defeated the cloth. Get your ass back out there. Go. I didn't stuff it good enough. She is terrible. Okay, let's look at the youngers. Now there's a 4-day drop between the first baby and the second, so the second one's a lot smaller. He's banded and he looks good. So we'll see. I'll take him off and check him tonight, but I'm inclined to wait. I'm gonna give him 3 days of straight calcium before I start going every other day again. So I'm inclined to wait for another day or two. It's starting to come off, so tonight I'll take it off and take a look at him and see what he looks like. He didn't go all the way splayed, so. And let's look at little one here. Where'd he go? Come here, little one. Oh yeah, see? Look at that. Uh-oh. We're looking a little jutting out sideways, but look at the size of those feet compared to the body. His legs will now reach. He's doing weird things. His legs will reach beyond his belly at this point, which is dramatically different. And he has also got little bird feet now. He would be big enough to tape if I think he needed it, and he's big enough to band now too. So he's looking a lot better, and the wings are looking better. Yeah, proportion is starting to happen to this little guy. So, okay. I'm very pleased. And look at this little guy standing up down here. He says, hi, I'm a beauty. And they still need their box cleaned. Okay, Missy. Oh, she says, I will kill you. I will kill you. Oh, she is ferocious. She just loves her babies a lot. There you go. Bond says, why you gotta mess with my girl, huh? Why you gotta mess with her? Okay, so I'm very pleased with this. Yeah, this little Thor the Younger was hiding in the corner and not coming out for literally 3 days. So Razzle's been out. I took him out late last night, and here she is up and about, up on the perch and everything else. Again, this is not a small baby. She's as tall as her mother already. Thor's a little bigger, with 2 days on her, and of course the males are bigger than the females. So, and this little yellow one over here, who always looked a little shorter than her younger sister, is now looking taller. So, you'll have beautiful babies, Fluffy. She says, I know. Okay, so everything's looking good. We're on the mend here. These guys are getting 3 straight days of calcium. So they got it all day yesterday, all day today, and they'll get it tomorrow, and then we'll go back to every other day again to avoid diarrhea and this sort of thing, and so that I can start feeding them soft foods, mostly egg for protein, and a little tiny bit of vegetables on in-between days. Okay, we're looking good. All right, that's it.